Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This one is another player spotlight, and this one is all about Pippington. This is it's a great little match. He's up against Mukip, who's another tournament player, so it's going to be tense. It's going to be tense. So here you can see Pip has brought 2 units of Cold One Spear Riders. Their anti-large and armor piercing is very good for getting through things like, well, Empire Knights and Reichsguard and Knights of the Blazing Sun. Not quite as good at dealing with Demigryph Knights, but it definitely helps, especially backed up by a Saurus Old Blood on a Ganossa. He's definitely going to lay down the hurt in a big way. Yeah, he's scary. They're scary. So, also over here you can see he's got a mixed front line of Saurus Warriors with shields, that's the one. I remember the word shield, don't worry, that's not advanced. Yeah, I've got it. Anyway, skink cohort with javelins in the back. Javelins get a lot of good value against a lot of pretty alright units. Yeah, the state troops, sure they got shields, but they'll still take some damage from the javelins because they don't have a lot of armor. So they might negate some of the damage through the shields, but the rest is pretty much going to hit. Also, there's flagellants in the front line. They're going to get pretty skewered. So also here you can see he's got some chameleon skinks. They can stalk, obviously, so they'll be able to sneak up to things and get some damage in. And he also has a Skink Priest of Heavens on a Stegodon, which is pretty damn cool. So this little sort of bolt thrower thing that they've got, this little ballista on the Stegodon, he's going to get some great damage in. So over here we're going to look at the rest of the army. Well, the opponent's army, I suppose. This is Mukip's army. He has Empire Knights on this side, Empire Knights on that side, probably just to help stop, well, things like chameleon skinks, I guess. They have enough armor to be pretty resilient against that sort of thing. They have bronze shields too, and they can catch up to them, which is nice. So, pretty good to have these on the flanks, but in the middle, just making sure that dinosaurs don't run straight through the middle. They're poised, so 2 Demigryph Knights with halberds, they're going to do a horrible amount of damage to any of the dinos they catch. They are very good at that. And also they're backed up by Balthazar Gelt, and he has 2 Witch Hunters, so the amount of single target damage he's capable of here is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. But his front line isn't even that flimsy. You see he's got 2 units of handgunners, some great armor piercing. He's also got 2 units of great swords, unbreakable units in the Sigmar Suns here, and he's also got some spearmen with shields on the sides to soak up any missile fire and to help pin skinks in place for a while. So this is a very formidable army here. Of course, Balthazar Gelt, he does only have Final Transmutation. That's right, he's not bothering any other spells, he's saving himself the money, which you've got to, because I'm amazed that he managed to stretch the funds to all of this. Because this is crazy, this is a really good army, there's some brilliant units in here. So that is very scary. So we'll have to see how Pip deals with it. So here you can see some initial damage into the Witch Hunter. Nothing major, but you know, it's harassing him a bit. But of course he's going to be coming in with his missile damage with armor piercing, getting some good damage into the Skink Priest. He's got accusation that he can drop on top of the Skink Priest. And it looks like a Final Transmutation. Nope, looks like Balthazar changed his mind there, but the accusation is going to get some great damage in. Now the handgunners are in range, so that Skink Priest is taking a heck of a lot of damage. Over on this side you can see the Skinks did obviously take a horrible charge from the Empire Knights. They're not good at being charged by heavy cav at all, but the Cold One Spear Riders and the Saurus Old Blood have managed to catch out these Empire Knights, and they are struggling horribly to stay alive, and they are doing very little in kind. So, over on this side, though, yeah, the Skink Priest is still in a lot of trouble, but that Cold-Blooded is going to put his health back up, and he's going to walk out of combat and continue to use his Ballista, which is excellent. And not a lot of other damage has occurred over here, but you can see the Demigryph Knights with halberds are coming in, and they are a great counter for the Cold One Spear Riders that also have an accusation placed on them. So that accusation will actually do quite well. It's similar to Spirit Leech. It can do some good damage against relatively small model counts. It doesn't have to be a single model. It can be cavalry or less, basically. Or fewer, I suppose. Less or fewer? Fewer. I'm gonna go with fewer. Anyway, so, Balthazar Gelt, he's even got stuck in to get some pain in. So, yeah, these Cold One Riders are really struggling. But the amount of damage these Demigryph Knights have taken, and, oh, was that a whiff? I think that was a bit of a whiff. That would have been better across, but maybe he didn't have the range, so he thought, I'll trim the edges. But here you can see the Empire Knights are struggling. I mean, yeah, Cold One Riders are gone, but this side, things are going a lot better. You can see Spearmen are fighting Skinks, more Skinks are coming back in, and the Cold One Spear Riders and the Old Blood are playing more defensively, because they know that this front line is going to do pretty damn well. The only things that are going to really struggle to get through are the Greatswords. So you can see the Demigryphs are trying to move straight down the middle to get on top of these guys. The guns also in range is going to hurt. Balthazar Gelt could use a spell at any moment, and the Witch Hunters could sneak in and start getting some damage in too. So there's a lot of very dangerous things moving into the back line for the Lizardmen here. And you don't want that. You don't want that. But here, this is going to be pretty good. So, oof, Amulet of Itzel, 66% damage resistance, so that will ward off the final transmutation. So that was beautifully timed to be able to get that damage resistance in. But yeah, this King Priest is getting some great damage in himself. He's firing into these Demigryph Knights, and he's getting a ton of damage in. And these Demigryphs are not immune to terror, so they will get terrified away. And these Cold One Spear Riders, they let the Old Blood take all of the damage, so they haven't lost any models. So they're still completely fine. And that's a unit Demigryph shattered. Now we can go on to the next unit. These guys are getting poisoned, they're getting stuck in, and the guns got pulled too far forwards. So this is actually awful. He came in such strength, and it's just been wiped out. All of that strength, gone. It's just gone. But Cold One Spear Riders have started to take some pretty substantial damage. I mean, this is an even fight, right? Well, it wasn't even, to be honest. The Cold One Spear Riders had the advantage coming in here, and yet they've lost 3/4 of their health. Obviously, Accusation has definitely helped whittle them down, but it's crazy just think how much better Demigryph Knights are in that matchup, yet they've managed to get the edge. Pippington has managed to see the other units off, and now he's able to capitalize. He's got freedom around the battlefield. Now his bigger units can start charging in, and although he's taking a huge amount of fire, he can get on top of those guns now. There is nothing defending these guns anymore. There's no cavalry left, and all this infantry is starting to break. The terror, it'll affect the great swords too. They couldn't hold up here. So this is pretty scary. Saurus Old Blood just eating up handgunners. The Skink Priest eating up handgunners. Well, saying that, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure Stegodons eat meat. I'd assume not, if they're anything like Triceratopses. Tricerati? No, I'm being silly. Anyway, so, this isn't good. Whole backline is compromised, and there are no Demigryphs left. There's nothing that can defend. There's nothing that can react to these things to let the handgunners get out of here. Suddenly, the Empire is so outnumbered that they're just getting swarmed by all these units. Luckily, there's the odd thing rampaging, so you can't command them, but they're under a lot of pressure. But the Skink Priest did get routed. Balthazar charged into him and scared him away. But, yeah, now the Saurus Old Blood is going to hunt him down. There's no escaping. It's just a matter of time before Gelt gets caught out. And look at all these healthy Saurus warriors coming into the fray. I mean, sure, the Chameleon Skinks are out of ammo, but they've got poison melee attacks. They're pretty good. You know, they're alright in melee, certainly for attacking all these incredibly damaged units. I mean, yeah, there's still some great swords left, but against a very healthy unit of Saurus warriors, it's not looking great. It is not looking good at all. So here, oh, he's back. Skink Priest is back, and he's firing in. So, yep, ballista bolts hitting the sides of the greatswords. Not a good place to be in. And way over here, you can see a final transmutation has been cast and immediately disappeared. That's right. Final transmutation. It will be interrupted if you can terrify the spellcaster. You've got to watch out for that. Alright, you can't just hit it and expect it to go the whole distance. No, it can trigger immediately, and if you're terrified or killed, boom, it is gone. It is gone completely, which is a real pity for Mukip that he was just stuck in this position where the only thing he could cast it on was the thing that was eating Balthazar. There's not really anything he could do. He couldn't throw anything in there to get Balthazar out, so he couldn't get a clean cast. And yeah, he just had no hope, unfortunately. But yeah, Pyrrhic victory, and frankly, I'm amazed, because Mukip is a hell of a good player. I thought this build would win, hands down. But the baiting of the units here, you know, it just seemed like the Empire had overwhelming strength just pouring down the middle of that army, you know, straight in that gap in the front line. And they just got shut down. You know, the ballista bolts from the Skink Priest, that does so much damage. It does so much damage to elite cav like that. It's a brilliant tool for killing cavalry, as it turns out. And I didn't know that. Pippington's pointed that out now. So now I guess we'll all be doing it. But unbelievable. And to keep the Cold One Spear Riders safe, you know, just letting the Lord take the damage, knowing that the Lord was going to survive long enough to see the Demigryphs off, and let these guys just come in and, you know, pick at the carcasses, frankly. It was pretty impressive. Just beautiful baiting and switching, brilliant prioritizing of units, just letting certain units getting caught out to make sure you get the better deal in the long run. I think it was awesome. It was awesome play. Because frankly, I did not see this build losing. I thought this would win hands down. So just beautiful tactical display there by Pippington, who of course is the other newcomer in our Everchosen tournament this weekend. It's going to be cool. I mean, with displays like this, it's going to be superb, and I cannot wait. I hope you will tune in, and yeah, maybe you'll be rooting for Pippington. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the weekend for the Everchosen. Have a good one, guys.